the KPEL Studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana. We're also broadcasting on Rumble. Go check us out, Rumble. Go check us out, youtube.com. And shout out to our KLFY Plus viewing audience. Let's continue this talk about some H2O, some water, but really, the discussion really is how we've been treated over the last, 50 years? Like the world's doormat, and it's really the last 30. And now that I think about it, I'm going to be careful in this. NAFTA. I think that's kind of the time for, I'm not blaming NAFTA because there were some good intentions with NAFTA. The USMCA, the United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement, replaced NAFTA under President Trump in his first term. And it seems to address a lot of the issues that NAFTA created, specifically in the automobile and our farmers, those industries, and I'm sure there's some other ones as well. But regardless, I think that's about the time. So it doesn't shock me. It doesn't shock me that we would have an agreement here since 1944, and then all of a sudden, willy-nilly. All right, let's go. Ooh, we had a phone call. Give us a call, 232-1542, 232-1542, 844-766-6607 outside the wonderful Acadiana viewing audience or listening audience. Now, Trump posted on Truth Social that Mexico must release 800,000 acre-feet now and at least 200,000 by year's end. Trump said, you don't do this, 5% tariff is going to be added to Mexican products if you don't release that water immediately. All right. So here's the deal. When you talk about international agreements, most people's eyes glaze over, rightfully so. Most people's eyes glaze over. But when you talk about water in Texas or water to someone who relies on it kind of a lot, ears kind of perk up. International agreement, snooze fest. Necessary water and being screwed for about 80 years, yeah, that piques my interest. But water is the life for our farmers. Water is the life for our farmers, for our ranchers, for the food supply the entire country depends on. In Mexico, they're sitting over there just slow rolling, just chilling. Slow rolling a treaty it signed 80 years ago while American growers watch their yields shrink and their costs climb. That's not an agreement. That's not a disagreement. That is a straight up breach. Far more than that. So Trump does what Trump does. He reaches for leverage, and I'm glad. I'm okay with that. Not speeches, not panels. We're going to make a panel to discuss the water situation on the border. Seems like Mexico hasn't been doing its end for about, 60 years. Where's my retirement check? That's probably how those go. We're going to create a panel, a commission. We don't need think tank word clouds. Leverage. Look, you either honor the treaty or you feel the pressure. That really is kind of how they work if you think about it. In this case, it's tariffs. In other cases, other pressures. And Mexico knows what that means because they've lived through it. Trump throws a 5% tariff on the table. Great. And suddenly, this isn't an academic discussion about acre feet on a spreadsheet. Like it becomes real because this is real. It affects real people. It's not paper people. This becomes a real incentive. We talked about incentives earlier to comply. That's foreign policy. I'd say foreign policy with a little bit of consequences. Means something. Let's go to this caller. Caller, you're live on the Josh Guillory Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Norman. Am I on?
Norm! What's up, Norm? Bear with me. I don't have my caller ID on. What you got, buddy?
Well, that's okay. Listen, the ever curious Norman wants to know what's the deal with all this. They compete, this, that, and the other. As far as I know, there's two rivers involved, the Rio Grande and the Colorado. Both of them have their sources in the United States. I don't know. I don't know.
That's a very good point there, Norm. Norm from Poche Bridge. But, Norm, I'm just looking at this time. I got about 20 seconds till I actually have a hard break, so I got to let you go, my man. Thank you so much. Calling hour number 2. Guys, look, we're going to take a little break. Hour number 2 is going to be, you do not, I'm telling you, you do not want to miss it. It is going to be great. Go check us out on our social medias. Go to rumble.com. Go to YouTube. Go to all the things, and we shall be right back. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Josh Guillory Show. I remain your grateful host. Woo, in studio with me, no one. I'm by myself. Oh, my goodness. But I tell you what, big tip, I got you over there, man, on rumble.com. Y'all go check us out. All my peeps, man. Y'all keep Q Magic in your prayers. Not feeling too great. But I tell you what, he's still in the game, baby. All right. Thank you, Big Tib. Shout out. Go to rumble.com. You can look up the Josh Guillory Show. Also, check out the YouTube, our YouTube channel, and you too can see us. All right. Shout out to our KLFY Plus viewing audience. We certainly appreciate you without a doubt. All right. Let's switch gears here a little bit. We're going to talk about politics in Texas, but it also involves the rest of the nation, of course, as it always does. Jasmine Crockett. I know that y'all a lot of folks get so excited hearing that name. It's probably just all fired up, pumped up, right? Jasmine Crockett enters the Democrat Senate race nomination for the Democrat nomination for U.S. Senate. So NBC News is reporting that Representative Crockett has officially launched her United States Senate campaign in Texas, filing just before the deadline and immediately shaking up her party's primary, to say the least. Colin Allred, who was in the race, he dropped out. Colin dropped out within hours, which really left, Crockett and State Representative James Tellerico in a head-to-head fight, while Senator John Cornyn, over on the Republican side, faces his own Republican challenger. Got some things heating up in Texas. 2026 might be a little fiery. We'll see. All right, so Democrat Representative Crockett, who's going for the Democrat nomination, probably will get it. I don't know how strong that state legislator is. But Crockett opened up with a Texas tough theme and promised to take on cost of living and challenge Trump's administration. Well, our cost of living was due to you supporting policies that sent all our jobs across the pond. Hadn't seen a federal regulation you don't like or a tax you don't like. But don't worry, Congresswoman, rhinos are with you. You're not alone. Republicans instantly, the moment that Congresswoman Crockett announced her Senate bid, Republicans instantly resurfaced her most controversial statements, and you probably recall some of these. One included her calling Governor Abbott Governor Hot Wheels. He's in a wheelchair. That's real Congresswoman-like. This is the same lady that described Marjorie Taylor Greene in open session or whatever it's called in committee. She's the one that called her a bleach blonde, bad-built butch body. A real classy lady indeed from Texas running for Senate. I thought Democrats weren't big on body shaming. I thought that was not cool. I thought that was against the woke rules. You breaking up the woke rules? So very interesting over there. Now, Senator Cornyn, he's the incumbent. He's a Republican. He labeled her as radical, theatrical, and ineffective. Got it. And his campaign rolled out ads within minutes, as you can imagine. Now, Ken Paxton, that's the Texas Attorney General, he jumped in too, branding her crazy Jasmine Crockett. All right, now, I'm just saying, I'm not saying you don't go there, okay? You can go that if you want. You just got to be unique, you know? I mean, Trump does it, and I get it. I don't know if you can play it that well. I don't know. I don't know if I like it when he does it. But anyway, I love the policies, though. But he pointed out, the AG, who's also running against Cornyn, okay? He also pointed out Cornyn once called her his dance partner. Okay. Allred, that was a state legislator, he dropped out to avoid a costly Democratic party while Tallarico stayed in. I don't think so, that state legislator said. I am more in tune with the electorate than you are over there in Washington. Said he pushed a grassroots-driven progressive message. That's what he wants to push. I'm going to out-left you. Now, Crockett enters with about $4.6 million available to transfer from her house account. Tallarico posted a strong $6.3 million last quarter. That's pretty good. That's really good. Texas, much bigger than Louisiana, of course. Got some of our senatorial candidates. I heard some of their advertisements. It's good. Now, this will be probably, if you think about it, it's probably going to be the most expensive Democratic Senate primary in modern Texas, I would imagine. That's a lot of money. And that's just for the nomination. That's not for the actual Senate seat. On the GOP side, again, Senator Cornyn does have challengers. Attorney General Paxton's coming in pretty hot and heavy. Wesley Hunt already locked in a high-stakes fight for the nomination. So, the reason that this race matters, it's far more than the campaign drama. I wouldn't waste your time on that, although it is kind of interesting to see sometimes. But the reason is that Texas is one of the anchors of national policy and one of the anchors to national policy on some of the issues that just happen to be very important to our country right now, like sovereignty. That's important. You want that? You want to protect your sovereignty? You want to protect American families? You want to protect American children? I mean, I could go on and on and on. I could go on and on and on. But the reason is even more than that. Whoever wins this Senate seat will have a vote on the border, spending, energy, national security, judges. We can go on and on. And Trump's entire agenda for the next 4 years, or at least the next 2 years with Trump's agenda. It depends on who wins after that. We'll see. But they weren't reacting to the personality, okay? You know, Republicans perked up the second Crockett announced, not because of her personality. Not even close. They were reacting to the policies behind that personality and what it means for Texas and what it means for the country. We forget to talk about that sometimes. And Crockett does bring, let's just lay it out there, okay? I mean, she brings a style that Democrats love on social media. Love it. Love it, love it, want some more of it. But Texas elections aren't won on social media. Go ask the Teeth Man. Beto O'Rourke. I think I said his name right. Mr. O'Rourke. He was all social media'd out. Y'all remember that? He was the Obama of Texas. Got his teeth cleaned to show he was real. I'm going to do a here. My polish is who can hear you on cleaning your teeth? Who wants to see that? I'd like to know the views. Probably millions. Probably millions. But Crockett seems to bring a little bit of that to the table. But Texas citizens know, and the rest of the country know. And I know that I got to take a tiny little break. Guys, when we get back, I am telling you, you are going to want to stick around. I can't wait. It's going to be hot. It's going to be heavy. And we'll be right back. Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show, broadcasting live from the KPEL studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana. We are also broadcasting live on Rumble. Go let me check you out at Rumble. Me and Big Tib been hanging out over there. Thank you, Big Tib. Appreciate you. You can join the chat, rumble.com. Look up the Josh Guillory Show. Also go to our YouTube channel, The Josh Guillory Show. And shout out to our KLFY Plus viewing audience. We appreciate you as well. All right, man, let's switch gears now. You know, I always tend to, I really tend to brag on this gentleman who I think he's one of the common sense guys on the other side, and that's Bill Maher. Let's talk about Bill Maher for a little bit. I think you guys would find this also quite interesting. You know, Bill Maher's on HBO each Friday night, 9 o'clock. He is, without a doubt, very much a Democrat. He does not hide that. He is very much a liberal. He's very much a progressive. And that's okay, you know. It's all good. You know, we just disagree. And that's all right. But he's not insane. So let me tell you about Anna Kasparian, okay? Anna Kasparian, she's a longtime progressive commentator. And she co-hosts The Young Turks, which is one of the most influential online left-wing media platforms. Lots of followers. They make an impact in their own circle. Well, interesting little piece from the New York Post. They're reporting that Bill Maher, and actually you can see it's pretty good. Bill Maher just left her, Anna, completely scrambling during a debate on his podcast. So she goes on his podcast. It's very unconventional, I'll just say. Just go look at it. But it's just talking. They just do some unconventional things maybe in take. But she goes on there and, you know, debates him a little bit. But all because remember, this is a left-wing podcaster on a left-wing guy's podcast. So I mean, friendly here, should be. But what I like and respect about Bill Maher is his consistency. He's convicted in his beliefs, and I'm okay with that. He is a huge believer of global warming, things like that. All right, we're just not going to see eye to eye on everything. I want the planet clean. I bet you Bill Maher and I and you could come up with 80, 90% of the things on the environment that we all agree on. It's just the where we get crazy part. Making our economy go down to our knees while Russia and China laugh at us. Yeah, that part's not cool. You know, driving, just the way that we're going about it. But I don't want to make this about that because I'm really trying to give him a shout out because it's more Democrats should be like this. More people should be like this and just be consistent. So on a debate, Anna Kasparian, left-wing podcaster, young progressive young lady. Well, she was a little thrown off, all because Bill Maher asked her one simple little tiny little question, okay, about women's freedom in the Muslim world. Head exploded. Head explosion. RDB, I see you out there on Rumble Chat. Appreciate you, brother. And, okay, so she goes up, and on top of that, so he asked her about women's freedom in the Muslim world. She showed up in a white mini dress. It's very important because, Maher asked her, name a single Muslim-majority city where she'd feel safe wearing it. And she couldn't name one. Not Baghdad, not Cairo, not Damascus, not anything from North Africa to Uzbekistan. I mean, she had to eventually admit that. I'm not calling Muslims bad names or anything. Listen what he's saying. The Democrat saying to another Democrat, give me an example, because she's on here. Well, let's keep going. So Kasparian, the podcaster, has a great following. And that is a new way to communicate. It's very effective and it's powerful. But Kasparian, Bill Maher goes in there, speaks some truth. She immediately tried to shift the conversation to a liberal word, a progressive word, destabilization. If you hear a politician say stabilize or stable or stabilization, that is such a left-wing progressive terminology. Like right out of the books of social engineering. So be careful. Just because they got an R by their name, that could be in your local community. You never know. We cover a large part here, large area. Blessed for it. But she immediately went to destabilization, meaning America and the West. It's our fault. Meyer cut that off like fast. He's like, no, thank you, ma'am. You sit your little self down here and listen to your elder liberal. He's straight up. He said, you're blaming Islam on Whitey? I mean, that's what he's saying. I'm quoting him. You're blaming Islam on Whitey? That's what Meyer said. And he pressed again. He said, quote, you're saying you can't wear that dress, that white miniskirt, because of Whitey destabilizing the region? It's our fault that they won't let you wear your miniskirt? Come on now. She spun herself into a little rant about Syria and terror groups. You really should go watch this. But none of it answered the obvious point, and none of us probably reasonably believe that it would. Because the truth is exactly what she finally admitted. She wouldn't feel safe in that dress anywhere in that part of the world except Israel. That's what she said. That's just Tel Aviv. That's it. Was the one city that she conceded she could walk around freely as a woman in Western clothing. And that concession was important because progressives, to include herself, spend so much time attacking Israel while ignoring the actual conditions for women in the country surrounding it that they claim to love and are beacons of hope. Like, are you kidding me? Just go hang out there. And Bill Maher wasn't playing gotcha. You know, it wasn't trying to, here's a gotcha moment. I mean, he just reacted. He was highlighting a reality too, though. And I think a few years ago, he might have been taken back by some members of his own party talking like that and believing in that kind of ideology and being that extreme and that offensive or offended, that weak. But now I think he's conditioned to it just like the rest of us. And but he handled it well. And he just spoke truth. This is a liberal talking to another liberal. He was not ugly. He just spoke truth. And if we can't have that dialogue in this country, we're going to have some issues. You know, look, we can make it through Thanksgiving dinner with Uncle Johnny, and y'all know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about? We can talk through anything. We can talk through doggone anything. All right, guys, look, we're going to open up them phone lines, 232-1542, and I cannot absolutely wait until we get back. Stick around. Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show. We're broadcasting live from the KPEL studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana. We are also broadcasting live on Rumble, rumble.com. You can also go to, there we go, that's real Shad. You can also go to YouTube, our YouTube channel. Shout out to our KLFY Plus viewing audience. My favorite part of the whole show, the phone lines. Let me hear you. Caller. I don't have any of my caller ID, guys. Bear with me to my regulars. You are live on the Josh Guillory Show. What's your name? Where you calling from?
This is Renee.
Hey, Renee, what's going on, buddy? What you got, baby?
I want to say the education this woman has is crap, because I'm not going to take up for her because she don't realize what she actually said. I know what angle she's coming from. She's coming from American, European, white men. But when you get to the Middle East, certain regions of the Middle East, the Persians changed their whole country's name just to say how white they are. The Turks want to be right into Europe for trade and how much they like Europe. They're kind of in the middle. The Arabs don't look black. So, I mean, in one way, she's kind of right about the white Muslim guys, but it's not from America restricting her liberties. This woman's very stupid, and I'm sure she was very rude to Bill Maher when she said that. I hate these real rude, radical, liberal, Dunning-Kruger, stupid people.
Well, all right. Thanks, Renee. Appreciate you, brother. Yeah, hey, Renee, I think you nailed it as far as her reaction. I think you nailed it as far as her reaction, and it's unfortunate, but like you said, and or what you were alluding to, like I had said earlier, you know, this is unfortunate because the Democrat Party does have an opportunity here. You got Bill Maher, who's a pretty good spokesperson for you. He's at least staying true to liberal causes, to what the Democrat Party used to stand. I mean, I think a lot of people still stand for it in the Democrat Party, just no one's in charge doing it. But don't worry, us conservatives get our fill too of folks saying they're going to do something. But I don't know, man. It seems to be a lot different. Seems to be a difference between the two. But Bill Maher, shout out. So what we're talking about is this young lady who's Anna Kasparian. She's a very long time progressive commentator over there and co-host of the Young Turks, which is it's a very big following, very influential online left-wing media platform. They definitely have a following but she ends up, so she wears this like tight, short mini skirt, white mini skirt, and other things that they talked about. It wasn't just that. They kind of got into it after he brought that up. It's like, well, where would you feel safe? Because she kept blaming basically white people in the West for the Middle East, certain countries in the Middle East, actually all of them except Israel, her own admission, would have rules or something to say about her wearing her white mini dress. Not okay with it. Not over there. Mm-mm. And she had to admit that. She said Israel, Tel Aviv, the only place that she would go where there was that thought process that she could wear her white mini skirt. But she spends sure does spend a lot of time criticizing Israel, Tel Aviv, and all these places, or that place where she's supposed to get her women's rights or whatever they call it. I don't know. But I do want to highlight, and we are, Bill Maher. I mean, look, like I said, guys, we know he's a Democrat. He's a liberal. And he's not pretending otherwise. He's not saying, hey, I think these Republicans, although I've heard him give some shout outs to Republicans as well. But Maher is one of the few people left in his party willing to call out nonsense inside his own movement. He's one of the only ones. One of the only ones. And he doesn't hide from the truth because it conflicts with the preferred narrative. He's over that. He doesn't bend his worldview to protect ideological comfort zones. You can respect that. I mean, he says what he actually believes, and he's willing to challenge people sitting across from him, even when they share the same political label. Look, our country used to have more people like that on both sides, and we know that. Our country used to have that. People who could disagree, debate, argue passionately. It's a good thing. And walk away as human beings instead of enemies. People who didn't immediately jump to, you're horrible. Just because someone challenged a talking point. Oh, you're bad. We disagree. No way, Jose. So it's refreshing to see someone on the left pull the emergency brake when the conversation goes off the cliff of fantasy. I think it's good. And that's exactly what he did here. Kasparian tried to take a simple conversation about cultural norms and turn it into another round of blame America. I think a lot of these guys hate America, and this is the platform that got you where you're at. The land of milk and honey for you. And clarity in that conversation forced her to admit the part that she didn't want to say out loud, but she did. That women in much of the Middle East do not enjoy the freedoms she enjoys every day as an American woman. She proved Bill Maher's point right there. He didn't have to win the argument. Her own words did it. And, you might find yourself in a conversation. I mean, people can get crazy. And who knows? Maybe all of us have at one point. I'm sure we're human. But I've found that when crazy talks to you, if you're just calm, they usually end up like, ego doesn't like ego. Like someone can only sound so silly out loud so much. So you never want to feed into that. It's like Republicans out there. You're so scared. They call you a racist. Well, that's so silly. Unless you are one, but if you know you're not, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. But, hey, it's America. Let's see here. Caller straight to the live, straight to the radio. What's your name? Where you calling from? That's you, caller? Oh, hey, hold on. Let me try that now. Go ahead, caller. That's you.
Hey, this is Kevin, Josh.
Kevin from the motherland. What up, Kevin?
Hey, this lady that got in the conversation with Bill Maher, her and Jasmine Crockett have a lot in common.
Totally.
If you let them talk,
yeah,
they will bury themselves with stupid comments. I'm not saying anybody's stupid. I'm not going to go there. But if you let them talk, they will bury themselves with stupid comments. And when you come back at them with facts, they will sit there with the dumbest look on their face you've ever seen, or they're going to turn around and start a rant over nothing. So to this woman, Mars put her in her place. Jasmine Crockett, let her talk.
Yes.
She's gonna get through to the people who are standing out in the street and are not involved in the government or the selection of government in any way, shape, or form. It's like being in a bar parking lot on Friday night. You can scream and holler all you want. Everybody gonna pay attention to you. But when it's time to sit and talk about what's real and your plan for the future, she'll end up standing there with her thumb stuck up somewhere. That's about it.
Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate it. Always bring common sense from the motherland of Evangeline Parish. Man, no kidding here. Robert D. Benoit, the best way to hold a people down is to make sure they aren't educated. Jasmine Crockett, you ain't kidding. That's real, Shad. The truth hurts when it hits you in the face. Yeah, you're right. That mirror can hurt sometimes. All right, guys, look, stick around. We'll be right back. And, man, I tell you what, we're going to finish strong. We are going to finish strong here on the Josh Guillory Show. We will be right back. you go, guys. How's that, huh? How's that? Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show, broadcasting live on Rumble.com, YouTube channel, The Josh Guillory Show, and shout out to our KLFY Plus viewing audience. All right, guys, so we're talking about a whole bunch of stuff, but right now we're talking about my buddy over there, Bill Maher. We have some other folks that called in on the topic, and I think that was some good dialogue. Yeah, you know, some of these guys, it's real easy to blame. It's real easy to blame. I don't even know what the hell they're talking about. I don't even know why they would even think that it was okay to blame the discriminatory ways of one region. I don't know how you can reasonably, without laughing, say that it is Whitey's fault. That's Bill Maher, that's what he said. But the West, big bad America, as she's speaking in peace and freedom from America. Very interesting. All right, I'm going to try to fit this little topic in here. It's worth it. So I read a piece from Politico, Andrew Howard, and he's reporting that the Supreme Court over there, it's a very interesting case. It's taking up a major Republican-led challenge to federal campaign finance limits. Now, specifically, it's the rules that restrict how much a political party can coordinate its spending with its own candidates. See, right now you can't do that, or to a degree. There's some rules on it. The case was brought by the NRSC, the NRCC, Republican groups, and then Senate candidate J.D. Vance back in 2022. And the ruling could transform how campaigns and party committees work together during congressional races. This could have a sweeping effect. It's led by a Republican group, but no doubt it will have an impact with the Democrat Party as well. So a few little facts here. The case challenges federal coordination limits, arguing that they violate the First Amendment, coordinating between the party and the candidate or committees of the party. You have all these different political committees. I don't think the ruling will touch on PACs at all. It's much different. If it's as I read it, which is pretty straightforward. But currently, parties can only coordinate a capped amount of spending with their nominees. Republicans say these limits, well, the Republicans in the suit, say that these limits block them from using party resources efficiently, especially on TV ads that are often the most expensive part of a congressional race, or really any race. TV ads cost more, and political parties or committees and PACs typically have a higher, it's more expensive to buy ads. They just there's a rate sheet that's different for those entities. That's just how they do it. Now, a ruling in the GOP's favor would allow no limits. You could just coordinate spending. You could let parties buy cheaper ad rates, which is what it comes down to, and centralize all of what we're talking about into one single strategy. So something to keep our eye open. Like I said, it is definitely going to have an impact without a doubt, for sure. So let's keep going here. So supporters of the challenge say that candidates in their parties, well, they're neutral teammates, and the law artificially splits messaging, and that doesn't make sense. Critics, as you can imagine, they warn that removing these limits, these coordinating limits between parties and candidates, they say that it could let national parties flood races with massive spending, making campaigns even more dominated by national money. That could be true. That could be very, very true. I would say this, though. They can do it now. They just do it in a PAC, but to the plaintiff's point, it's all about saving money. I always curious to see the strategy behind that, because if you help one, you're going to help the other. And the Democrat Party has already shown the deep pockets, Soros and all. I mean, we think of Soros, but there's so much more. So many more. Both sides agree that the ruling will reshape how congressional campaigns operate in 2026 and beyond. And we're going to see. We're going to see this. This is going to be very interesting. It's not a small technical tweak. That's for sure. I mean, this is, if you allow that coordinating effect to go on, I mean, you are definitely into waters we have yet to see. All right, guys, stick around. It's going to be interesting. Stick around for just a quick little 22 hours. We'll take a little break. Hey, thank you so much, guys. I enjoyed every moment of it. Be careful out there. May God bless you and be kind.